Hello, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Clayton Zoka, and welcome to another My Thoughts On. Today, since we have 3 or 4 days until Trolls World Tour comes out on digital, so we talked about two fantastic DreamWorks films. So why not dive deep into the not exactly good, but not bad either. Starting with Home from 2015. This will be a film I don't really see that many people talk about. DreamWorks fans, animated fans. This film's kind of a. It's kind of like Rio 2 in a way. A film that's not many people talk about, but it is for kids. So this is actually directed by Tim Johnson. You may know that guy because he actually directed the first DreamWorks animated film, Ants. And yes, I will be doing that at some point. It's just that I haven't seen that film in a while. He also directed Sinbad, as well, Sinbad, Legend of the Seven Seas, along with Patrick Gilmore. He directed Over the Hedge with Carrie Kirkpatrick, who directed Smallfoot. So, with a director and with the concept of this film based on the book The True Meaning of Smek Day by Adam Rex, and from the trailers and even the short Almost Home, this film looks, I don't know, it doesn't look amazing, but it looks like it could be fun. And since they've got an all-star cast, they've got Jim Parsons from The Big Bang Theory, they've got Rihanna, Jennifer Lopez, and Steve Martin. So what could go wrong? Well, the film, I don't remember its box office record. I know critically it was mixed. Audiences seemed to like it okay. It's one of them. It's one of them films that just comes and goes, you know. So what is Home about? Well, it's about this race called the Booth, and one of them, named O, voiced by Jim Parsons, he's a booth that makes far too many mistakes. And after they invade Earth, O accidentally sends an invitation to all the Booth, including their enemy, the Gorg. And since the Gorg might as well receive the invitation, they think that he will come back to destroy their new planet. And there's this other character named Tip, voiced by Rihanna, who's out to look for her mother, voiced by Jennifer Lopez. And they both have to work together to escape from the Gorg, the Booth, and their captain, Smek, voiced by Steve Martin, and to find Tip's mum in Homestown, something like that. And while they do that, they have to build a friendship between a human and an alien. Yep, this is one of those films that's you can pretty much tell the tone that it's going for. This is not one of the best stories from DreamWorks. This is pretty much. I mean, we've seen this story before. An outcast is not even loved by everyone, but then he does something that makes him a hero, and this whole two people don't get along at first, but then they get along as the film goes on, can kind of be considered as a cliche, and it's getting a little bit tiring. Now and then a few films do it differently, but this one just kind of does it in the most obvious way. The script is just statements. There's not even that much jokes. Yes, there's humour, but the jokes that DreamWorks usually does well is kind of not found here. There's a little bit of that, but like I said, this is a film I would definitely say is made more for like children than it is for adults. It's not like Shrek or Kung Fu Panda or How to Train Your Dragon. This is made for like, I would probably say 9 or 10. As you can see, again, the script is quite obvious. It's just statements and just kind of telling you what's going on instead of letting the visuals take itself in. And also, there's a bit too much going on in the film. There's this booth officer named Kyle. Kyle? Couldn't they just give him like another weird name? I mean, Smek is already a pretty alien-like name, but Kyle... anyways, he's voiced by Matt Jones, and he's considered to be the quote-unquote best friend of O, even though he's not. And he has to try and look for him and try and put in his password to stop this invitation. By the way, this is not really a spoiler, since... I mean, this is DreamWorks we're talking about. You know what's going to happen. I mean, yeah, a few of the other films can sometimes be considered original and unpredictable, and you kind of want... You know what's going to happen, but you're engaged and you want to see how it happens. Here, it's kind of the same, but it's just far too obvious and too safe to do anything out of the ordinary. I mean, yeah, I wasn't bored. I wasn't necessarily frustrated or annoyed, but you can tell that they tried, but they didn't quite do as much as, like, again, Shrek, How to Train Your Dragon, Kung Fu Panda, even Rise of the Guardians I thought was better executed in story. However, the one thing I will say that this film does right is that it has heart. There are some cute, funny, well, when I say funny, I mean like very chuckle-worthy, but cute moments. You know, the chemistry between O and Tip is like, it's cute, it's fine, it's watchable. Can be kind of considered relatable. And the scenes where they both interact with each other is, nice. Although I am kind of getting a little tired of this whole... the way these both talk, they talk like they have dyslexia. I'm trying to think. Oh no, my hands are in the air like I do not care. I is human person. I meet humans person. High fives everywhere. I don't know why I speak in German there, but... They talk like, well, I mean, like I said, like they have dyslexia. I mean, yeah, I get it. The whole point of the joke is that they're talking in a language. It's English, but it's not proper English, and I get that. It's a bit weird, and it just kind of seems offensive to people who have dyslexia. I mean, I get it. It's just for a joke, but it's not particularly funny. I'm trying to think what else, because there's not really that much in this film that I found... I mean, for the most part, I was fine with what I was watching, because usually I'm like, oh, why do kids have to watch this? This is dumb. But I'm like, this is for kids, it's fine. The story is definitely not one of the best from DreamWorks, but considering the target audience, it's okay. The plot's executed fine, there's not much to it. The humor's okay at best. There are some action scenes that are kind of inventive and creative. There are a few nice and even some emotional moments that do kind of hit, but they don't quite get you in the feels. So Tim Johnson and the team, they did try, but just not enough. Animation, come on, it's DreamWorks. Their animation's great in this film, right? Yeah, I think for the most part it shows. The animation in Home is quite possibly the best thing about the movie. I think it's bright, colourful, creative. The character designs on the booth look simple, but colourful and nice. The humans, especially Tip and her mum, look great. The action's great. It's colourful, bright. It has a fast-paced tone to it. Visually, it's just another great-looking DreamWorks film. Not one of the best-looking DreamWorks film, but at least it's better than, like, freaking Shark Tale, Turbo, and all that. At least the style just at least it's sticking to what it's trying to do. I don't know if they look like that in the book. I never read it. And since this is mainly for kids, at least the animation just sticks to something that's nice to look at, but simple. With the booth, they have this very simple, kid-friendly, even a little similar to like Minion style of simplicity design, where the humans have this very, I mean, at times they look a bit odd, but nice. This is a nice looking film. It is very bright and colourful. I like how the booths change colour whenever they're in a mood, like red for angry, blue for sad, pink for love, green for lying. And I like what they do with the ears, and I like the technology with the booth. At least it's creative to look at and kind of beautiful too. Not much else to say about this, really. The animation, while not one of the best DreamWorks animation I've seen, it's still the best thing about the film. It's colourful, creative, it's nice to look at, it's fun. It is kind of like eye candy, but at least it's not. At least it doesn't look terrible. That's all I can say. The animation definitely makes us feel like we're at home. Wait, that doesn't make sense. Characters and acting. The characters are passable at best. There's not really that many I found memorable, but they're okay, I guess. O is the main character of this film. He's okay. He does get a bit annoying after a while. I never found him funny that much. I mean, he's okay. He's not too annoying. His chemistry with Tip is it's okay. That's all I can say. He's okay. Tip, however, I thought was actually has more of a point, and I think she actually is great. If this whole film didn't have the Booth or any other alien species, if it was about her looking for a mum, and if it was just taking place in one city, and if it's her going through, dealing. I'm trying to make this up as I go along. If it's about her looking for a mum, and then she's lost somewhere in the city, I don't know. With the animation on her and the other characters, I think this would have made the film look better and actually be better as a film. But with her and O, I think they both have cute chemistry, but not great. Kyle is just kind of there for plot convenience. He's also just kind of there for the message of everyone makes mistakes and we are not perfect. He's entertaining, I guess, but not particularly memorable. Who else? There's Pig, who's just a cat. A cute cat, but he's just kind of there for comic relief stuff, I guess. The only character in the film that's actually kind of entertaining and actually has the most fun is Smek. He's funny, he's funny, he's a bit charming and amusing to watch. He's also kind of a bit narcissistic. I don't know, thanks to Steve Martin's performance, he just kind of stood out for me. Speaking of which, the voice acting's it's not the best. I like Jim Parsons' performance. Rihanna is, I don't know, her voice performance is a bit distracting. Don't get me wrong, I like Rihanna. Her performance here is better than Battleship, at least, but she doesn't sound like a 16-year-old girl. She just sounds like Rihanna as a little girl, which is distracting. Jennifer Lopez is great, of course, and Steve Martin's probably has the best voice performance here. I thought he was great. The characters are kind of a mixed bag. Some I like, the rest not so much. But since the voice acting doesn't completely destroy their characters, I say they're okay at best. On a side note, the score by, I think it's Lauren. No. Yeah, I think it's like Lauren Balfe. No, yeah, or Lauren Balfe. His score is quite beautiful, and the songs that are provided for the film are mainly from Rihanna and Jennifer Lopez, which explains why this film has a soundtrack I mean, I like Towards the Sun, and I like what's that one song by what's that name? There's Red Balloon. There's Feel the Light by Jennifer Lopez. The songs are good. I think they're quite beautiful, and I guess they kind of fit in this film's weird way of showing music. I guess. Yeah, this is not a great movie, but by DreamWorks standards, it could have been better, but at the same time, could have been worse. Home is a pretty, well, I wouldn't say mediocre film. I'd say more like a watchable experience. I still think this is better than like Trolls, Boss Baby, Turbo, and all. Even Shrek the Third was bad, and this film was at least watchable. The animation is really good. I think the voice acting is good at best, with Steve Martin being the only one that I thought was pretty entertaining. Smack and Tip, and I'll even say her mum, are pretty entertaining characters. The humor's okay at best. It's not boring. It doesn't anger me. It doesn't make me feel annoyed. It's cute. It's a pretty cute film. If you got kids or anything, you can put them up. You can put them in front of this. It's kind of like Trolls, only not as annoyingly overrated. However, the story could have been well executed. The concept's great. I like the concept, but the humor's not very funny. The film has pretty predictable, pretty obvious predictable outcomes. The animation, while good, still has some very weird looks to it. O is not O's one of the weaker DreamWorks protagonists. He is annoying at times, but not particularly memorable. And Rihanna's voice performance is a bit. She tried, but not enough. So I still like the film. Okay, it's just that it's not amazing, you know. If you got kids, like I said, they'll watch it fine. It's like a little distraction. If you're looking for a great DreamWorks film, you're not really going to find it here. Like I said, I don't think it's bad. I think it's okay. So I'm going to give it a 6.6 out of 10. Not bad, not good. Well, as you know, not bad, not great. Just pretty good. That's all I've got to say. Pretty good. So yeah, Home. It's actually been a while since I've seen that film, and I have seen it in the cinema, and that was like 6 years ago. It's 6 years old, which is kind of hard to believe, but yeah. So we're getting close to Trolls World Tour digital release. Right, I've got Boss Baby left, and of course the first Trolls. So if you have seen Home, tell me what you thought below. Do you think it's good, bad, decent? Do you want to see it? Let me know below. Oh, and what's your favourite DreamWorks film? And if you're going to say like something from Shrek, Kung Fu Panda, How to Train Your Dragon, it could be anything. I don't mind. What is your favourite DreamWorks film? Let me know below. And as always, thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and most importantly, subscribe. And until next time, my hands are still in the air like I just do not care.